Hello everyone, welcome back to what should be the conclusion of Let's Play Ultima 3 Exodus. So now, the first thing we have to do is we have to get rid of the bows and change them out for the mystic weapons, because Castle Exodus disables just about everything. You can use keys to open doors, you can do that, but your other tools are disabled. That means no more sands of time. Except for the mystic weapons and armor, nothing works. Your armor gets disabled, and so does your weapon. So, yeah, if you don't have the mystic weapons and armor, you can't defend yourself. Well, you can punch things to death, I guess. Even though I don't know if that would even work. I've never tried. And also, the typical tactic we've used of going in and just running through things as fast as humanly possible ain't gonna work all that well. Now, I suppose, if we really wanted to, we could go to Lord British and raise up our hit points and get ourselves a little bit of a buffer. We could do that. Or we could just take on the castle as is. Taking on the castle as is a little bit riskier and involves a little bit of luck. But if I can't do it, I will go get the extra hit points. But I don't really want to, and I don't need to, because I have done it. I have done this trip more than once on minimal hit points. So anyway, let's finish out this game, shall we? It'll take a bit. This might be a long video. First, we've got to use the silver horn in conjunction with the fact that we have the mark of the snake. The red snake now goes under the sea when we play the horn. And we're going to take advantage of a thing in this castle, in that enemies do not chase you if they cannot see you. If you can get a clear screen of enemies, you can stop and recharge magic points. Because magic is not disabled at all in this place. And at any time, as long as you cleared out the monsters, you can come back here and refresh. But notice that we've got Dragon sitting right there. Let's go ahead and fight this dragon just to make sure that, okay, and they're wyverns. So the way we're going to do just about every fight here, we're going to start advancing. Layla is going to banish something here, which automatically kills whatever it hits. And me, I'm going to cast a stop spell, which works as the sands of time, but it takes up a whole lot of magic. So now, with our mystic weapons in hand, we charge forth. And we should have more than enough time to basically wacky this thing to death. Unless I do something stupid like that. I mean, we should be fine. I didn't mean to do what I just did. Oh well. It doesn't take that many hits to kill this thing. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, no other enemies are on screen, so we're going to take a few minutes. And we're just going to let time pass. Those things are going to get close to us. But now, you're coming. Sometimes they will meander on screen and go, ooh, look, lunch. But it's more rare than you think. It's mostly happens right here at the start, as a matter of fact. And there are only so many monsters populated in this place. So as long as you decide that you want to take it nice and slow, you can do every fight exactly like I just did. And a scam call comes in. You can do every fight exactly like I just did. Retreat. regain your magic. And you can try to sneak around these fights, but that may get you into more trouble than you want. And now we can fight some dragons. And as long as we do this, every fight should be very easily winnable. There is one fight that is not, and we will have to fight it twice. But that's towards the end of this dungeon. And the monsters that we will end up fighting there don't actually try to reach out and attack you. You have to attack them. Or you have to step on them to get them to actually trigger. You may know what these monsters are. You may not. It'll be funny if you don't. Because it's kind of a meme. But all the monsters we're going to run into hit for 100 or so damage per hit. Whether they cast magic, whether they physically attack you, they're going to hit you for about 100 damage. No matter what you do. So your best bet, you can try to sprint past monsters and hope they don't tag you, but if you end up in a fight with a monster right on the edge of the screen or something, you won't have a safe spot to go back to. A little bit more. Actually. And as long as you've got the food for it, which is why I recommend getting a whole bunch of food anyway, you can do this throughout the entire castle. And now we get to see some Balrons, who will die the exact same way everything else around here dies. One gets banished, and the other gets frozen in place until he gets whacked to death. But yeah, if we do not do this, they will start casting spells which do 100 some odd points of damage to whoever they want to hit. Obviously, this is not sustainable for us in our current state. If we had, 2,500 or so hit points, which 2,550 is the maximum you can get in this game, if we had that, that would be much more endurable. But we do not. We're going with minimum level here, which means the only reason you need to gain experience at all is to get the freaking pirate ship. That's it. Die already. Thank you. Now we are here. I'm going to use my turbo button. You gotta be careful using the turbo button because if a monster appears on screen, turboing will let the monster just make a beeline to you, and you're probably not ready to fight it. There's another monster. We can take care of you. More dragons. More dragons that die fairly easily. At least the way we're going. I much prefer playing the game this way, where I grind up the money and just buff out everyone's attributes, since you kind of need to do that anyway, and leave everyone at level 1 so I don't have to worry about getting experience, because you noticed only the person that gets the kill gets the experience. That can make leveling up one character over the others, if they start to lag behind and hit in the experience points, can make it a tiny bit difficult. Oh, thank God we killed him. Okay. Time to regain our magic points. Almost there. Okay, now we want to take... there are two ways we could have actually gone. If we'd have hung a right earlier, we would have had a slightly different path to take here, but we are going to take that path coming out of here. But from here, we want to just... we want to lure you to come over here. Come on, dude. We're not advancing any farther because there are monsters up there in the top that will double team us, and double teaming us is very bad right now. Vanish is a guaranteed kill, where all the wizard spells are not guaranteed to actually kill. They will hurt, but they will not kill, which leaves you open to counterattacks. I know the cleric and the wizard are not going to get in on many hits towards the end, but the cleric doesn't need to, because the cleric is getting plenty of experience, even if the experience is not something I care about right now. Time, slowly work our way around, because there are some monsters. Okay, that monster is not going to be able to come for me, I don't think, because of the way pathing works in this game. But you and your friend, because the way pathing works in this game, we're going to do this. Yeah, the monsters will try to make the shortest path to you, but they won't realize they need to actually walk around walls. Maybe you noticed that with the jellyfish that was constantly in our way over in Ambrosia. Maybe you've noticed it with the way monsters act here. But luckily, we can use this to our advantage to make this castle a very not worrisome place, as long as we take our time and do not do stupid things like try to rush ahead. It does make this castle take longer, obviously. Now we can recharge our magic before we go up and around and face the other one over there. You know you're right here, dude. You ain't fooling no one. I will need to put a photosensitive epilepsy warning on these videos. I I don't know why they decided every single big effect here needed that specific type of flash. But you know how it is. Game designers do not always consider these things. Especially Richard Garriott does not consider certain things when he's writing out dialogue and such. Or, you know, planning out fights like this. Okay. We're gonna go back here. Get out of anyone's line of sight, basically. Recharge magic all over again. Take it very slow. Get to this door, which is almost to the end of the castle. And the one tool that actually works in here, see, look, powder, can't use it. Tools, can we use a tent? No. Tools. We don't even get an overworld, we don't even get a good look at what Castle Exodus looks like. But we can open the door. And there's a dragon or something similar waiting right there with a friend. Okay, good. We got you down here. So we can hide back underneath the overhang and just not die horribly because we're out of magic and facing a thing that will kill us very quickly if we charged it ahead of it. You know, this would probably go faster. I didn't mean to do that. This would probably go faster if I had 2 clerics. But I don't. I mean, let's put it this way, a fighter is not an optimal character for any stage of this game. It really isn't. But it is kind of the standard. Here. We are just going to recharge our magic while the other dragon tries to chew through the wall to get at us. They call it another dragon. I don't know what it is, but they sure look like dragons here. And yeah, there's another one down there that we do not want to mess with. Also, stop. Sadly, paladins do not get enough magic points to cast Banish. I wish they did. That would be freaking amazing. But sadly, not in their purview. We're gonna get everybody here. Once again, we are going to be recharging magic. Use of turbo button to make this much faster. It has no inherent benefit using a turbo button except for speed. Okay, we've got 2. Come all the way over here, dude. can obviously see why I did not want to charge in there. Why I did not want to have that fight too close to the other dragon over there. Because there was a chance I could not shake it and I would have to fight short magic. Which would be a disaster. Especially with all the time I've already put into this particular sprint through the castle here. Aww. Please kill it. Thank you. Go back here. Because things do not respawn while we are in the castle. They just don't. There are only so many enemies that this castle gets populated with. And we can kill them all. Get them out the way. There you are. I think we got far enough away that we're not having to deal with this, but now we got devils. I think these are devils. Whatever they are, banish works perfectly fine on them, just like anything else. And so does stop. So does stop. And then the mystic weapons. I always assumed they were swords. I guess they don't have to be swords. They could just be a children's toy that got blessed somehow. I don't know. Maybe they're a mystic shovel. Which would make sense in a minute. Doesn't make sense now, it makes sense in a minute. Over here. Recharge magic again. That you've noticed the pattern by now, I hope. Magic recharged. I see you. Come on. More devils. Stopped. We are almost done with the fights in here. Just to let you know, we have almost finished the fighting. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, really, considering what happens after all the fighting is done. Okay, now we actually should be safe right here because no one else is in this hallway except us. Okay, and there are no enemies that we can see left on screen, but when we take the next step forward, we are going to get into a fight. Any one of the 4 tiles we step on will end up in a fight. Any one of them. And then in the row above that, there will be another fight. We're going to be fighting the floor. We cannot see the floor. We just have to hope we can bump into it and get rid of it. Yeah, that this can get a little dicey. This is where you can die fairly easily because, not because these enemies do overwhelming damage, but because there are about 7 or 8 of them on screen, and they each do about 40 points of damage apiece, So if you cannot isolate them and kill them, you're not going to win. Let's get in our fight. What we are going to do, we're going to use movement to hopefully find the enemies. Now, I don't think... So that was 5 of them. I believe there are about 2 left. And we're not going to know where they are until they start taking swings at us or block our progress. Okay. Now, as long as we do not lose Layla, we should be able to find... the final one. There we go, okay. So now, we are perfectly safe on this square. The other floors will not attack us till we step on them. So, we're going to take this moment to go ahead, heal everyone back up. I don't think... Who else is hurt? I mean, everybody's hurt to some degree. Mostly Star and me. But we have one more of those fights we have to do. One more. So now we are going to hang out. We are going to recharge magic. Layla's still not recharged. Is Layla recharged? Okay. Let's actually see. Everybody's good. Everybody's full. Good. We're going to do basically the same thing we just did. And hope Destroy actually does destroy everything on screen instead of just a couple of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's another one, okay. Where are you? Right there in that column, okay. There we go. And now we have fully finished out all the fights. There should not be a row of floors above us that will attack us. But that is the easiest way to deal with floors. By far the easiest way to deal with the floors. And now, we come up here, and this doesn't look like much, but this is an altar. Yeah, you can't really tell, can you? This is the altar. So we are now going to pray and it still signs of Exodus. Place the appropriate card on the first altar, and if you don't remember, the Time Lord gave us Love, Sun, Moon, Death. So we go with Love, Sun, Moon, and Death. The altars are now sealed. Exodus, silent. However, that was a load-bearing Exodus. The Ankh is sitting there, and apparently, for some reason, I grabbed the Ankh. I have no idea why. And now the castle begins to collapse. All the enemies are gone. Things are going to appear in our way. We did not have Mark of Force, that might hurt, but we do. So no big deal. I think if you wait long enough, this place will collapse on top of you. But we generally don't have to worry too much about it as long as you remember where to go. And we are out! And that has been Let's Play Ultima 3 Exodus. So yeah, that final castle can take a little while to solve, but not an exorbitant amount of time more than any other area in the game, as you've seen. It's a little longer than your average dungeon if you do it the way I did it. I mean, you can go in and get yourself a couple thousand experience points fighting enemies. Then go in and get 2,500. Get your 2,500 hit points. You can do that. But to me, that's really goddamn boring. Even more boring than grinding up gold the way I did. So I don't see the point. But play the game however makes you happy. You totally can just go through dungeons grabbing gold and beating up monsters for the experience. You can do that. Ain't nothing stopping you. But in the end, you are going to have to do pretty much everything I showed you here. You are pretty much going to have to go down. You're going to fill up your coffers, get your pirate ship, go to Ambrosia a couple times. And if I'm not mistaken, there actually is an inn somewhere in Ambrosia behind one of the doors. But also behind every other door, besides that one door that has the inn in it, are monsters. So every time you open a door, you are risking having to do things. You are risking another fight. But if you pull off the trick that I did, which, you make the characters with the gold, and then you transfer that gold over to your characters, you can do it. You can save yourself and stick yourself with one trip to Ambrosia. Any other way to play the game, though, you have to get gold the normal way, and you can't get enough gold in Ambrosia easily enough. And there's no way to refill anything. So, not worth fighting there. But yeah, we've got a lot of credits here. And this actually marks the end of the first story arc of Ultima. Mundane, Minax, and Exodus. Those three are their own story arc. Ultima 4 and 5 were also on the NES. Ultima 4 on the NES was a decent enough game. Ultima 5 on the NES was a goddamn flaming train wreck. So if I play those, that would be the start of the Avatar series. And that goes on all the way through Ultima 8, and I don't really like playing Ultima 7 or 8. I think 5 and 6 if you can get the PC versions, which easy enough to do these days, do not play Ultima 5 or 6 on the NES or Super Nintendo. Don't do that to yourself. I'm pretty sure you want mouse commands with those. It's been a very long time since I tried to play them. I could be mistaken. I know I know when I first started this series, or at some point earlier on, I know I said that Ultima 5 is where the inventory system got so convoluted it was terrible to keep up with. I'm pretty sure that's 7. It's just, and what I was remembering about 5 was completely wrong, because NES version of 5, oh dear God, did they mess that up. They messed that up so badly. If you're gonna play 5, if you're gonna play Ultima 4, Quest of the Avatar, either version will do you fine, the NES version or the PC version. But if you're gonna play 5, do not play the NES version. Do not do that to yourself. It's kind of like playing the NES version of King's Quest V. Should I let's play that at some point? Don't know if I want to. It's painful. But no, the NES version of Ultima 5 is absolutely terrible. They did not do a good job with that in the goddamn least. So, yeah, if I ever get around to playing 4, 5, and 6, maybe 7 at some point, if I ever get around to doing that, I will probably be playing 4 on the NES, because that is the one I know. I have not played the PC version of 4, but I am assured that it is just as good as the NES version, if not a little better. So, but both versions of that are fine. But then I would actually have to go boot up and learn to play Ultima 5 on PC, because I am not playing that one on the NES. The only argument I would have there is in Ultima 4 on PC, you can, if you finish that game, you can take the character and import it into Ultima 5 on the PC. Yeah, Quest for Glory wasn't the only one that did that. But that's something for future consideration. Anyway, Ultima series, it took the 3rd game to do it. And apparently I took yawning to do it. But it took until the 3rd game, but they finally released a playable goddamn game. Even though it still has plenty of quirks, and they made some mistakes in the NES version. Yeah, it took until the 3rd game for them to release a playable game, because 1 and 2, dear God, you can play those. You watch me play them, I think. Unless you're coming to this is your first video you've seen of my Ultima, why would it be? But yeah, if you watched Ultima 1 and 2, you know there are some choices were made there. But that's enough rambling about Ultima. It is time for me to take a break from Ultima for a while and consider whether or not I want to get into Ultima 4, 5, 6, etc. But I have other things I need to record. Those will be for later, though. Until then, take care, everyone.